How you doing, everyone? I'm Michael Jenkins. That's my man Travis Thomas filling in for Tim Murray this week. Tim is in Fort Lauderdale on vacation. And Trav, we have an NFL schedule.
Yes.
We have week 1 lines. So what do you think about the schedule, and are there any lines when you look at the opener, maybe the Sunday night game, Monday night game? Who do you like?
I would just like to point out how awesome it is that we have lines already for week 1, and we haven't even had an NFL draft yet.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole thing. But are there any games that stand out to you? You think, you know what, I might put some money down.
Well, let's start with the opener. Why not? I mean, let's just go in order. To me, on the Thursday night game to open the season, it's usually the Super Bowl champ there we see. Not this year. They're going old school. You know, it's a 100-year anniversary for the NFL, so I guess they wanted to go with the oldest rivalry with Green Bay and the Bears. What's the line on that game?
Bears -3.5.
Bears -3.5. You know, honestly, even though it's on the road, any chance I get to get Aaron Rodgers healthy, because at that point we're going to assume he's healthy week 1, right? As an underdog, I'm going to take it. I would probably bet Packers.
Would you?
Yeah.
You know what? I think I would too, only because when these two teams play, it's always pretty close,
Yes.
right? I mean, there's a reason why this is the game that's opening the season. Those games feel like a field goal to me, so it just screams like half a point. If you take the Packers plus the 3, you can end up on the right side of that. I'm looking at the rest of the games here, and one game I really wanted to get your thoughts on this. Ravens -3.5 at the Dolphins, and I'll tell you why. Because we talked to some Dolphins people in the organization or people who cover the Dolphins, and they say they are absolutely tanking for Tua.
Yeah.
They're going to tank. They want Tua Tagovailoa, and I think Lamar Jackson in year 2 is going to be awesome. I think the Ravens could roll Miami in week 1.
Yeah, I think it's possible they could roll them. I don't know if I would bet money line in that. I'd probably take the under, whatever that comes out as, just because it's the first week. Teams are sloppy. We don't know about Lamar Jackson in terms of development from year 1 to year 2 yet until we see it, obviously. Is he going to be able to throw the ball? So, obviously, with Miami, you come in, just load the box and say, you got to beat us with your arm, kid. And until we see it, I don't know if I would believe it. So, I guess for the sake of this combo, I'd probably lay the points with the Ravens.
Yeah.
But really, when I go up to the window, I'd bet the under in that because it's probably going to be a low-scoring, ugly game.
Yeah, the total is 37. So
Boom.
probably right on that. Okay, here's another one for you. I'll just throw it out there, see what you think. Chiefs at the Jags, the Chiefs laying 5.5.
Well, the Jags, you don't know now with Foles, right? I would lay it just because it's the Chiefs, it's Mahomes. The season he had last season was just incredible.
Stupid.
I mean, that's stuff of legend, right? Ultimately, he lost to Brady. We know the rest of the story. So I would probably lay it, but I would be a little nervous just because this is a new-look Jaguar team. Blake Bortles is awful. So now you bring in a guy who's competent, can walk, chew bubblegum at the same time.
Yeah.
I think Foles gives that team a little bit of juice. So I'd be nervous, but I'd probably lay those points.
What I would do here is I know the money is going to come in on the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
You know everyone's going to put money on Kansas City because of Mahomes. So I would let that line inflate a little bit. I bet it gets up to like Chiefs -6.5. Maybe you get 7.
That's fair.
And then I would pound the Jags because, listen, the Jaguars still have an awesome defense.
Yep.
And the reason why it wasn't that effective last year is because that offense was never on the field. The defense had to take care of everything. Nick Foles, I don't think is all world, but he's a hell of a lot better than Blake Bortles, right? So just an average offense in Jacksonville makes them so much more effective because the defense isn't on the field all the time. I let people hit the Chiefs, and then I hit the Jags. That's what I would do there. Here's one for you. It screams, I feel like it screams a bet that you should make, but I want your take. Rams -2.5 at Carolina. Feels like L.A., right?
Yeah, I would go L.A. just because, honestly, to me, the Cam Newton thing really baffles me. You hear a lot of stories that his shoulder is jacked up. I mean, we're talking like Andrew Luck level stuff.
Yeah.
Carolina's mum on it. Of course, you're never going to get the truth from Cam Newton. He's going to say, I'm fine, no worries. But, Jenks, I mean, look, man, I lost a lot of money betting on the Panthers down the stretch last year, and it was because I kept thinking Cam will be fine, and he was not fine. So, again, kind of with my Lamar Jackson theory, until I see it, I'm not going to believe it. So, for me, I would absolutely lay the points on that one with the Rams.
Couple more for you. Steelers at the Patriots. Patriots -6.
So, that's a Sunday night opener. I would probably go Steelers here.
I would too.
To cover. Money line, I'd definitely go Patriots, but I'd go Steelers to cover just because, speaking of losing money, right? Every season, Jenks, in the Tom Brady era that I bet money on the Patriots in September and early October, I lose money every time.
They lose early.
They lose early.
All the time.
They're going to lose. Look, they might win the game, but that's a field goal game. And I tell you what, I realize Ben lost Le'Veon and he lost Antonio Brown, right? Jenks, there is no bigger chip on the shoulder guy in this NFL this season than Ben Roethlisberger. He's going to come out slinging it, especially on that night. I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers win, but they're certainly going to cover.
I think the Steelers are going to be so much better this season than people think. They're going to put a lot of that nonsense behind them. The line's going to be inflated because of the Patriots, because they're the champs. We know how that works. And I'll tell you something, the last couple of seasons, especially last season, the Patriots always start off slow. It takes a while for them to come together. Once they do, here's what's going to happen. The first month, the Patriots are going to go 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to say, what's wrong with the Patriots?
Yep.
And then what are they going to do? They're going to put it together, and they're going to make a run like they always do until Tom Brady is 75 and his arm falls off.
Isn't he 75 now?
74.
Oh,
He's
74.
Because of the TB12 method.
Oh, I knew it. It stopped like a year. He didn't age for like a year. By the way, what's a Redskins-Eagles line?
Oh,
I feel like the Eagles
-8.
It's 8?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That seems high, right?
That is high. Look, I would probably go Skins there. Same principle of Eagles will win the game, but I think the Skins could cover that number, and it'll probably go up by game time too.
I think so too. But I would honestly stay away from the Redskins, who a couple weeks ago had the worst odds on the board in Vegas to win the Super Bowl.
What?
Yeah. They were just absolutely at the bottom.
What?
Our producer Garrett was at Vegas. He took a picture and sent it back to us, and we're like, wow.
The worst?
Now this will change.
Yeah, but that should never happen. The Dolphins are better? Really?
I
The
know.
Cardinals? Really?
I'm telling you.
Come on.
Redskins were the worst.
It's insane.
And before we let everyone go here,
Yep.
I just want to say on the record that the fact that the Patriots have the easiest schedule in the NFL is nonsense. The first 8 games they play, all teams that didn't make the playoffs, they leave the Eastern time zone once.
Yeah.
The Patriots don't need any more gifts, but of course they get one from the
Of course
NFL.
they get one. And the TB12 method works every time.
Every time. Like Colt 45. That's Travis Thomas. I'm Michael Jenkins. We're the Daily Line.